Welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about death. What is death? Why is it that most people are afraid of death? The answer to that is very simple. People are afraid of death because they don't know what death is. They don't know themselves. If you don't know yourself, you can't understand what death is. So the solution is know yourself, understand who you are. That path, investing time, energy, resources in yourself is the best investment you can do by far. Okay, so knowing yourself will take you there. So being afraid equals being in fear, and fear is false evidence appearing real. When it comes to the vibration of fear, fear is the lowest vibration. Let me show you. So this is the chakra system, or the main chakras in the body, which is the temple of the living God right here. So we got the base chakra, which is the root chakra. The color is red. This is survival instincts and fear. Now we need this because this is the most powerful one in this physical reality that we live on, because it will push the energy upwards, the crown. This is what we have to do in order to ascend and gain knowledge. And this is a practice, this is a lifestyle that we have to do in order to ascend and gain knowledge. We have to put our heart or attention in the heavens, not in the material world, with everything is fear. Okay? Now, we need this energy again to survive. This is the strongest energy that will push up, that will defend us, but it's not for us to stay down here. This is a very strong energy, and it will kill you if you stay in it, because fear will paralyze the body. Fear, have you ever been in a lot of fear? It will paralyze your body. Your nervous system mainly is paralyzed, therefore the brain cannot send signals to the rest of your body. That's why people in a lot of fear, they can't move. That's not good. You can't breathe properly, you can't think properly. So fear is not a good vibration. It's actually the lowest vibration. So what we have to do is raise that vibration in order to live a better life, to understand who you are. Therefore you won't be afraid anymore. You don't have a need to go down there anymore. Now let me go back to that image real quick and show you something. Fear is not a good vibration to be on, but the root is also your foundation. It has 4 petals. You see that? Number 4 also means death. That's why you don't want to stay here, because this is the destruction of the self. If you stay in this vibration, again, it is the foundation, but our goal in this dimension is to go up and ascend again. Now the second chakra is the sacral chakra, which is this is the creation, where creation happens, sexual organs, connection with our partners. Okay, and it is sacred. The way the world is using this energy is wrong, is depriving the body of the fluids that actually travel to the spinal cord in order to touch the pineal gland to give you illumination. You have to understand this. If not, you will be forever confused. You gotta know how the body works. There is a great video on sexuality. I'm going to link it on this description. You must watch that video to understand how sex works. What is sex? Sex is sacral energy exchange, or sacred energy exchange between partners. And once you connect the right way, you can ascend the fluids to help you know, by illuminating yourself. Illumination means knowledge. It means that you have light in your consciousness. There's no more darkness or confusion. So after this chakra comes the third chakra, which is yellow, and this is the senses, pleasure. You see, it's right in the stomach, the solar plexus. This is the chakra of power, because most of your blood is concentrated in your stomach. And then when you eat, all that energy comes here. That's why you feel tired after you eat and you gotta take a nap. And then all that information you put in your stomach will be distributed throughout the whole body. So make sure you know what you're putting in your body. Information, Food is information that goes through your cells, and your body is a biological computer. If you're putting the wrong stuff in it, you're gonna cause a virus, just like a regular computer, malfunctioning, illnesses, diseases. You don't want that in your body. So understand who you are and what you are supposed to eat as a human. I'll leave that to you. You gotta do your own research. Understand who you are. Then after that comes the heart chakra. And the heart chakra is the middle chakra. You see 3 down here, 3 up here. The middle kingdom is the heart. The heart is the first organ that is formed in a body. Matter of fact, let me see if I can find that to show you. First organ that is formed in the human body. The heart. Ta-da! You see, the heart is the first organ, and then from the heart, everything will spring outwards from the heart. See, if you see a fetus, I don't know if this is a good picture, but if you just do your research, you will see that from the heart. Let me see if I can find a good one right here. Okay, so the heart is the first one that is formed, and then from there, everything starts to come up. The heart, the head, the arms, the legs, everything. But the first thing that is formed is the heart, and it starts to beat. If you ever seen a sonogram, I believe that's what it's called, please excuse me if I said it wrong, you will see that there's a little dot in the womb of the mother that starts to move around and beat. That's the heart, and that's the first organ that is formed in the baby. All right, so let's go back here. The heart is the middle kingdom. Stay here. This is where we are supposed to be, in the heart, and this is the chakra of love. Don't come down here. If you come down here for any reason, come back up again. And in order to be here, you gotta be grounded. You see the color green? What color is nature? Nature is mostly green. It is telling you we are supposed to be close to nature, to be connected to what is and understand ourselves. The moment you disconnect from nature, the moment you start cutting trees and going and living in big cities, which is just concrete, you will get confused and live in fear because you don't know who you are. You see all these pleasures down here, all these material goods and luxuries and pleasures. Most people live down here in this chakra, especially these ones right here. Fear, sexual energy used the wrong way and keep people stuck down here. Some people come up here, but these people they just care about power, the solar plexus, and they are just living here. The moment you release this, you will come here, and then you will ground yourself, and from here you will go up and then up and then up. And if you stay here, you're going to live a healthy life and you're going to be able to ascend. So after the heart comes the throat chakra, and then the throat chakra will be your communication. You will be able to communicate and express who you really are. Most people are not doing this. I struggled with this a lot. I repeat, a lot. But I overcame it, and now I'm speaking on YouTube and everywhere I can, and I talk to people who are willing to listen because I know myself and I have the energies to speak. And even if you don't, make sure that this is open so that you can express yourself, even if it's just for a minute. All right? And then after that comes what people call the third eye, which is really the first eye, which is the eye that can see everything. This is the eye that can connect you to the spiritual world. But in order for this to open, you have to cleanse your body. What I showed you here before. Let me show you again. Clean your body from this being so materialistic. Yes, we live in a material world, but remember who you are. In the Bible it is said, I believe Jesus said this, I am in this world, but I am not from it. Remember, Jesus is just an archetype of you. The perfect model is Jesus for us to follow. We are Jesus. You gotta understand that. So you raise your vibration by knowing yourself and coming from here all the way up. So once you raise your vibration, you come here and you start living close to nature. You start eating what nature is giving you that. The answer is right there. Eat from nature, because these food, which are fruits and vegetables, mostly fruits, they have light directly from the sun. That light would help you. That's the right information for the body to cleanse the body and then rise the fluids and your vibration all the way up here. So after that, you go to communication, and then you go to the third eye, or the first eye, which will allow you to see the truth of who you are, which will then bust your crown chakra open, and you connect to infinity or the ether. Now, understand this. Let me show you this picture right here. All right, this is a picture or an image showing you that you come from here, the ether. This is unconditional love. Limitless. You are limitless. You came from here, and then you descended because you wanted to have the human experience. And the moment you descended, you knew that as soon as you cross these rings right here, especially this one, all right, you have the this is the 8th ring, this is the 9th rings, and then this is the 10th right here before you come to the ether. Once you come here, Saturn is the Grim Reaper, or Chronos. Chronos or chronology means time. So Saturn is the keeper of time. So once you come here, he's the king, the one with the ring. He's the Lord of the Rings. He's the one that says, how much time do you have? And he's the one that says time is up, it's time to go. But he's also the one who releases you from the physical experience. So you descend, you come down from Saturn to Jupiter, from Jupiter to Mars, Mars to the Sun, Venus, Mercury, and the Moon. And the Moon is the womb, the spiritual womb that will give birth to the soul into physical matter. So after you arrive down here, your goal is to ascend again. And if you notice the order, there's 7 of them, the seven personal celestial bodies or wandering stars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They each one of them control one of these energy points. The moon, the red one, the one that bleeds, the womb, controls this chakra. Mercury controls this chakra. Venus controls this chakra. The sun is always in the middle. The sun gives chlorophyll to the plants. That's why they are green. It's the heart. The sun rules Leo, and Leo, that constellation, rules the heart. You see how everything is connected? Mars rules this chakra, Jupiter this chakra, and then the crown is Saturn with the ring. So Saturn is the teacher. It is a very disciplinary planet or celestial body. If you don't do what you're supposed to do, it will be more than happy to send you back down again so that you can do it again, aka rebirth. Now let's go back. So now that you know that, you descend into matter, and now your job is to ascend again. And each one of these celestial bodies are directly connected to your chakras, your energies. Okay, this is how it works. It's a video game. It's whatever you want to see it as. And then if you understand how these work, you will understand yourself. You will have no more fear. Now check this out. This is the cycle of death and rebirth. So if you don't do what you are supposed to do, after you come and you're born right here, and you go all the way up in your prime, you'll have all this time in your life, and then you start to die again, like, you know, come down in the fall, and then you die. This is your time, everyone's time. It is a cycle. And just like in a video game, if you're coming and running like in Super Mario or any game, and you fall, you die. Or if you did something wrong and an enemy killed you or something, you died. And then you gotta do it all over again. You gotta start again the level. Life is just like that. Death, rebirth, and you see that number is the number of infinity. It is an infinite cycle as long as you keep yourself ignorant. The moment you wake up, Then you start to do what you're supposed to do, and then you start to ascend again. You start to come up the ladder. Jacob's ladder is flipping these virtues right here. These conditions, you have to flip them and do the right thing. You can't, each one of these, they have either what we call good or bad energies, and it depends how we use them. Here, I want to show you, let me go back and show you my face. I have this notebook, okay? In this notebook, I write all my research, and I have more notebooks and stuff back there, research, okay? And this one right here, everything that I find, everything like the zodiac, charts, things that are important, that make sense, that will help you understand, I write it here. All the stuff is here. And let me read something from Melanie P. Hall that talks about ascension. And that book that well, I'm gonna show you an image on that book so you can actually go and download it. I really recommend it if you want to understand this, okay? So when it comes to ascension, when it comes to knowing Jacob's ladder, going up all the way to where we came from, the ether, understand this. Number one is the moon. Let me go back and show you. The moon. So we are here now, we gotta understand the moon. Step number one is the moon is purification. All things must become clean inwardly, clean morally. This is purification. No more evil thoughts, hatred, and so forth. First step, you gotta understand that, overcome that. Number two, Mercury, communication, intelligence, education. Education must lead us to idealism and not materialism. If you go to materialism, you're going down again the ladder. You gotta keep going up. Education that uses only our physical faculties for the maintenance of our physical securities is not adequate. Education must make us citizens of the whole great wheel of life. It is for the purpose of the greatness of all, not just ourselves. That's how we overcome this energy of Mercury. Step number three, Venus. Venus is emotional maturity, sincerity, the satisfaction of affections in the proper use of our feelings of unity, of responsibility. We have to cleanse the inside of our emotional cup. We have to purify our lives. We should become kindly people using the powers that we possess as they were intended. All misuse is tragedy. Things must be as they should be. Step number four, the sun. The contribution of each individual to the eternal growth of things. The sun is the life giver. It is protection. It is service. It is the necessary step in order to ascend. The sun is the savior. Stay close to the sun. The sun is the life giver, people. Listen. You have to experience this for yourself. Follow the sun. The Son of God is the actual S-U-N, the sun that gives vitality and life. If you go to a place that is cold all the time, you are going to experience depression because you're not receiving the energy, the vitality from the sun. Stay close to the sun. I'll leave that up to you. See what is more vital for you to live. Wherever you choose to live is up to you. But it is written, follow me. If you want to go to the Father, you have to follow me. He's talking about the sun. Follow the sun. Now, the sun is also sacrifice of self-interest for the good of all things. The sun is here to rescue all life from the restrictions of ambition. The individual must become a sun and give his or her light to the world. What are you good at? You came here to give something to the world, people. Look at your chart. Look at where the sun is. That energy is there to give to the world. My sun is in Gemini, so I came here to communicate, among other things, all the gifts that I have as well. But I am sharing this with you, the world, because it is my gift, or one of my gifts. So what is your gift? Start giving your solar energy to the world. Okay, and must never in any way fail to share those good values which he or she has as light of morality, light of integrity, light of consolation. All things belong to the sharing of life. One with another, we are all one. You gotta understand that. You gotta see past the ego, The ego is needed to have a different variety of an experience of the self. And that's why I say me, you, the other, but we are all connected. Once you understand that, you will overcome the sun. You go to the next one. Step number 5 is Mars, the basis of courage, the willingness to sacrifice self for the common good. You see, let me stop here real quick and tell you something. Mars is a powerful energy. It is the warrior. Mars is the god of war. Mars is martial arts. It's your energy, your vitality, your sex drive. The sun is vitality as well, rather. Not Mars, but Mars is your energy. And so, Rome in the past used Mars the wrong way, and many people still do. They force their will. Mars represents will, the sun represents divine will. Don't force your will upon other people. Listen to what this is saying right here. Let me go back to the chart so you can see it. Mars right here. Okay, the throat chakra. You communicate. Now you have the strength and the will to be yourself. The continuance of the determination to do what is right, even in the midst of great adversity. Mars gives us the inspiration which makes it possible for us to fight the good fight, the fight against darkness, against ignorance, but not the fight against man or the law. Peace, by the way, the law of the universe, not the law of man. Peace comes at the end of this kind of struggle because understanding and insight become stronger than strife. Once this is accomplished, there will be peace in the world. So in order for peace to come to the world, we have to overcome that energy of Mars, of trying to control other people or conquer, dividing and conquer. That's how people live today. You see all these wars that are going on, which most of them are fake, by the way, especially now what's happening now in Russia and all that, is all fake. You have to be able to think for yourself and ascend in order to acquire this understanding and see for yourself what's really happening. Let's use the energy of Mars the right way. It's not to hurt other people. It's to give you, the hero, which is you, the courage to do what's right. Because that is actually harder than going and conquering and forcing someone else to do your will. Let's continue. All right. We're going to step number 6 now, which is Jupiter. Jupiter rules this chakra right here. Jupiter, or Zeus, was the father of the gods. Jupiter is the symbol of great intellectual maturity. It is also the basis of all higher philosophical dedication. Jupiter is the righteous ruler. It knows all things that are necessary to know, except that it will never be able to solve the mystery of itself. Jupiter is a wisdom in which worldly wisdom has been blended with divine wisdom. And if this blending is proper and complete, then Jupiter becomes the symbol of the philosophic elect. A philosophical person is not one who knows more than his neighbor, but one who lives better than his neighbor. The Jupiterian leader, no matter how much power it has, will never abuse that power in any way. It will first of all work for the good of those he leads. Most people are not doing that. Most leaders are not doing that. Most people that are in power are taking advantage of other people for their own interest, their self-interest, corporate interest. It's not about the people, you see? But we have to do that ourselves first. And by leading as an example, people that are suffering will gravitate towards you because they see the light in you and your goodness, and they will start doing that. And by taking your own power back, you can change the world. How? Well, everything that you experience is the result of who you are. So if you change yourself within, the without is going to change. It must change. There is no other way. There's no other option. So if you have a pretty crappy environment, it is because that's how you feel, that's how you think within. Change that within and the outside will change. Let's continue. Now, we're still here in Jupiter. It will first of all work for the good of all he leads. It has a deep religious insight. No good leader can be an atheist. A good leader is enlightened. Leadership is the privilege of service. We must give service to the people of what we know and the abilities that we have. When we start giving to ourselves because everyone else is ourselves and we understand that, then we can overcome this energy right here. We passed every one of these is a test. And then after this, you come to the final one, Kronos, the chakra. This will be in the video game the final boss. So step number 7, Saturn is the ancient father who devoured all his sons. That means when you come in time, if you're born into time, you must die in time. That's what that means. This is because Saturn is Kronos, or Father Time. Saturn is the timekeeper. Anything that is born in time must die in time. Saturn is the king of this world. Saturn is the final statement or maturity blending inside spiritual enlightenment. With material adjustment, Saturn is therefore the symbol of that balance, which when achieved makes the individual almost indestructible. It has no longer any conflicts with realities. Saturn is the restorer of long life. Saturn represents the truly wise person, the sage, the person who has lived life and has now become the teacher of others. It is from the Saturn's level that the great leaders of people should be chosen. Leaders who would be incapable of leading people into war. Did you hear that? Let me say that again. Leaders who would be incapable of leading people into war. So the greatest among us must be the servant of all, and that is the position of Saturn, to serve other people for the greatest good of all. Now, that was a long explanation of the chakras and the celestial bodies, but you must understand how this works. So you come into this life, you descend into matter, you're hexed. Let me go this way because I have a wall here. Into matter, into a cross, and that cross is physicality. You cannot leave this reality. If you kill yourself, commit suicide, you're breaking the rules of life. And guess what? If you do that, then this is gonna happen. It's plain and simple. Death. You kill yourself, you broke the rules, then you come back. You gotta do it again. And then if you kill yourself, you gotta do it again. You have to play the game. You have to know yourself. You have to know these energies, how they work, aka astrology. It was forgotten. And the people that are evil, that are completely confused and psychopath, they tell you that this is from the devil. They don't even know how this works. And they still use it, but they need help. These people really need help. So understand yourself, understand how these energies work, and you will have an amazing life. So that you can overcome every one of these challenges right here. And you can ascend again. Now, I also want you to look, okay, here's the book. It's called Astrology and Reincarnation from Manly P. Hall. This is an amazing read. I recommend that you buy this book. It is a few bucks. It's not expensive at all. And it has so much knowledge that you can apply to your life. I recommend you read this book if you want to learn how to play the game of life. Now, look this guy up. His name is Alex Grey, okay? Hold on. Alex Grey, right here. This guy took some Super Mario magic, if you know what I mean, and he was able to see, for instance, you see these images, all of this, he saw how everything is connected, and he was able to put this into art form, which is amazing. Look at all these images that he created. All of this is from knowing what death really is the release from your physical body. There's no need to be afraid. I personally have experienced something like this, where I saw all these eyes looking at me, and all these eyes were looking at me as I was looking at them, and if I were to move my eyes, they will follow me. Then I realized that those eyes were myself, looking at myself from a different perspective, or rather all perspectives at once, because I am the one, and so are you. Thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next one.